From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Good morning, everyone. Very active night out there. There were some flood advisories. Butte County, around the Chico area in particular, got hit pretty hard with some heavy rainfall, gusty winds. There were some power outages out in that area as well. And there were many other areas that also saw some heavy rainfall as well. So let's start off by taking a look at a live shot looking out at Redding here. You can kind of see those overcast skies out there, but overall just not a lot of rain in the Redding area as I'm recording this right now, which is approximately just before 4 o'clock in the morning. But we do have cool but dry conditions in Humboldt and Del Norte counties. So while there's a lot of activity in some spots, it's a lot more quiet out in Del Norte and Humboldt counties, and will be quiet in Del Norte and Humboldt County here today as you'll be looking at dry conditions. But you go anywhere else, we're talking Trinity County, Siskiyou, the Eastern Mountains, Modoc, the Valley, the foothills, all looking at isolated showers and thunderstorms. And everyone has that chance to see some activity here, whether it's a scattered shower or maybe even a thunderstorm. But by tomorrow, really by late tonight and into tomorrow, it dries out. And we actually have a warming trend on the way. All right, so let's get you right to it and see what's going on. Number one, storm totals. I was actually hesitant to even report these because some of the numbers, a lot of the numbers actually look suspect, to be quite honest. But this is what I'm seeing here coming in from the National Weather Service from their totals map. And you can see the bulk of the rain here coming in from the radar has been off to the north and to the east here. This is actually, in particular, this area here where we did see some of that localized flooding, some reports out in the McGilly area, some mudslides and debris flows, and some ponding on the roadways as well. Paradise, even though you can't see it here, did see close to 3 inches of rainfall. So again, you can see where flooding certainly has been a bit of a concern here with even those mudslides and debris flows. Now the Chico area, approximately 1/2 of an inch, and probably going to be looking at more than that as we go through the day. Now you'll notice we're not seeing as much as you head off to the west here. You can see most likely in most areas less than 1/10 of an inch of rainfall in Del Norte and Humboldt counties, but you can see about 1/4 of an inch out in Alturas, and again some areas here in the valley. I mean, at the airport only about 1/100th of an inch of rainfall, but there was a little bit more than that as you head out to West Redding, for example. Red Bluff about 1/10, 1/2 an inch in Corning, and there you can see about 6/100ths out in Willow. So again, some of these numbers look pretty suspect, but you know, if you have a rain gauge in your backyard, let me know what you saw, and it'd be kind of interesting to see what some people saw in their backyards. Satellite images showing that the main area of low pressure is now beginning to shift down to the south and east. And this is something that I pointed out yesterday when looking at Futurecast, that the rotation around the upper area of low pressure really helps dictate the movement and the direction that the storms move. So yesterday, the storms were mainly moving to the north and east because of the area of low pressure kind of rotating around it. But now we're getting on the north end of that area of low pressure, and these storms, see what's happening? See how they're kind of moving eastward into the north and east? Saw that heavy rainfall down in Butte County, but now we're starting to see a transition where the storms are now beginning to shift and move down to the south. And that is going to be the trend for today with the direction that these storms move. So this is the radars about 3:40 this morning, and there you can see still some heavy rainfall in parts of the valley, just south of Redding, around Red Bluff, Corning, between Corning and Willows, and near Chico. Even some heavier rainfall off to the east, again creating some more flooding concerns as we see this storm system kind of pass on through. So what I want to show you here is Futurecast. This is looking at what we call the HRRR forecast model. We call it the HRRR. And this is updated hourly. It's a high resolution forecast model and can be very accurate. So it's taken the latest forecast model data from about an hour ago and just kind of bringing it forward here into the future with the forecast. So at 4 a.m., this is about what the radar is looking like for the most part. And again, that's why we like to use the HRRR in these type of situations, that the forecast model. All right, so there you can see some of that heavy rainfall that I was pointing out. Now, we're going to take you in about 3 hours, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. You see, again, that rotation around that area of low pressure. So a couple of areas to point out. Still some heavy rainfall for parts of the valley. We have some activity, looks like, near the Redding area as well, not to mention Chico. So the valley still seeing a lot of this activity here. Look at Alturas, Modoc County. In the eastern mountains, we're seeing showers, maybe some thunderstorms in parts of Siskiyou County. As of right now, nothing really in Trinity County this morning. Now, we take you to about the noon hour today. You see that heavier rainfall and those thunderstorms kind of pushing to Chico southward. Still some activity here to the east, and looks like a little bit of a break here for the valley by around noon, and not to mention off to the west. But again, keep in mind, it's going to be dry all day for Del Norte and Humboldt counties. Now let's take you to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're seeing more redevelopment of storms out into the valley, near Redding, near Red Bluff, also in the foothills of Tehama County, just to the north of Chico. Some heavy rainfall to the south, still off to the north and east. And look at this, in Trinity County, we're beginning to see some activity begin to develop there, but once again, dry for Del Norte and Humboldt counties. Right now, we take you into 4 p.m. today, and it looks like it just touches Humboldt County here, but you can see it's mainly in Trinity County. Look at that, around Chico, where we've had concerns and flooding issues last night. Looks like we could get pounded again with some pretty heavy rainfall in parts of Butte County. There you can see also in Lassen County and off to the east as well. So this is kind of that isolated, scattered showers and thunderstorms that I was talking about even yesterday, and that's certainly what we're expecting to see here for today. Okay, so you can see here, 6 p.m. today, looks like things are beginning to slowly wrap themselves up. Now I'm going to take you to a different forecast model. This looks pretty good, like it's matching up pretty well. Take you to about 10 o'clock tonight, and it's gone. Now we start to kind of go away from the showers and thunderstorms and start getting more into that warming trend. So let's take a look at, as we go into Sunday, see how it dries out. Even the clouds moving out of the eastern mountains Sunday, and then it'll continue into Monday of next week. We take into Tuesday, all the way through the end of next week as we go into Friday, Saturday, that next weekend. We're looking at dry conditions. But maybe another storm heading our way after that. So yeah, kind of interesting. So let's talk about the temperatures. So we've got cooler air that's associated with the storm that's moving through now. And that's why it's nice and cool out there, right? But we've got some heat off to our west. So as this moves out and moves back off into Canada, look at this. This warmer air begins to move in closer by the middle to latter part of next week, giving us much warmer temperatures. In fact, I was talking about this yesterday, but very easily I think we're going to get into the 90s again for the valley, yes. Summer is not here anymore, but summer is going to try to make another appearance here in October. All right, so let's take a look at the wave heights, and you can see those wave heights are getting pretty high, especially as you start heading out to sea. Let's take you into Sunday afternoon. Looks like they drop a little bit, but still pretty high wave heights out there. In fact, when we look at the marine forecast, here you can see the winds are from the north at 20 to 30 knots. So pretty high winds, strong winds that is, and the waves are pretty high as well. The low tide is at 6:55 this morning, and your high tide at 1:26 this afternoon. Look at that, at about 8 feet here. Your sunrise 7:10, sunset 7:02, and of course there's that gale warning through the day today. So not a good idea to be out there on the ocean here. There you can see I've included the lightning strikes here. Yesterday I didn't have the lightning strikes in the valley, but I'm including them here for today. Temperatures upper 60s to about 70 in the valley, 50s for the higher elevations. We're going to see a fresh dusting of snow over some of the highest elevations. We're talking mainly some of those mountain peaks, so it should be a beautiful sight once the skies begin to clear out. But we got showers, maybe some thunderstorms in Trinity County, but it is dry for Del Norte and Humboldt counties, believe it or not. After all this activity we're going to see off to your neighbors to the east. All right, so here's a look at your 7-day outlook. Everyone outside of Del Norte and Humboldt County has a chance for thunderstorms today, but it dries out by Sunday, and we keep it dry all the way through the end of next week. That's the same story for the valley. Look at the highs, upper 60s to low 70s. We're back in the mid to upper 70s. Gorgeous day Sunday. It's drying out. We're going to be looking at temperatures only reaching the mid 70s, so just a great day to get out and enjoy the great outdoors, and then temperatures start to increase. I've got 90 for Redding on Wednesday, Thursday. Quite honestly, I may be bumping those temperatures up here as we get closer to next week, but you get the idea. It's warming up. We look at our 7-day outlook for the coast, and there it is. Yeah, look at that. Dry today, dry tomorrow. That's the same case inland. Got that chance for some isolated showers, maybe some thunderstorms in Trinity County, but it dries out for Trinity County as well. And not to mention, warming up in temperatures should be in the mid to upper 80s. And as I mentioned, I maybe bump those temperatures up even higher, maybe closer to 90 degrees here, especially inland, by the time we get into Wednesday and Thursday.